Giovanna has a really interesting way that she's organizing the information she already knows. Olumide is using a vertical number line as a model. Marco is going shifts as a model.
Pencils down. I see. Jimmy, put his pencil right down. Tara's eyes are on me. Millie is tracking it. Strong vertical hands to share what model you drew for this problem. Sadia has a strong vertical hand. Anna has a strong vertical hand. Tracking Olumide.
So I drew a vertical number line.
And why?
I drew a vertical number line because
Olumide, can you speak up? Or were you like, yeah, tell me.
I drew a vertical number line because I remembered last year that Miss Wu told my class that whenever you're talking about temperature, to always draw a vertical number line.
Why?
Because a thermometer always goes vertical and never horizontal.
Strong answer. Very good. What other models do we see? Strong vertical hands from Giovanna. And Anna. Yes. Jack Jamaica in the front. Josh is tracking. Scan the room.
I drew. Well, I drew an equation, expression.
Okay.
My expression was -5 plus 13 plus -5, and my answer was degrees.
Okay. So we're starting to realize that there's an array of different models that we can use to help us understand the problem. Some models make more sense, as in the case with a vertical number line when we're dealing with temperature, than others. But the purpose of a model is to make you understand, or allow you to understand, a deeper meaning of a problem. Solid dukes are up. How many times did the temperature change in this problem? With a strong vertical hand, on 3, you're going to show me the number of times that the temperature changes in this problem. 1, 2, 3, all the way up. Keep your hand up if you said 3. Strong vertical hands from the back. Put hands up. Okay. Track, Alicia. I'm tracking. Josh is tracking from the front. Why'd you say 3?
I said 3 because at first it was -5, then it changed to 8, and then it changed again to 3.
Can I see some disagrees or agrees? Strong vertical hands. There we go. Track Jacoby over there. Kayla's tracking.
I agree to Alicia, but I disagree. I think it changed.
Jacoby.
I think it changed 3 times because first it starts off at -5, and then it changes and it goes up to it goes to +13, and then 1 hour later it drops to 5.
Okay. Let's remind you guys of something. I'm going to bring this concept back. Speak to me in terms of P plus Q.
So you mean like what is the p-value of the problem?
Yeah, I was just about to ask that. Do we have a p-value in this problem? Yes or no? Call it?
Yes.
What is the p-value?
Tasia has a strong vertical hand.
Giovanna has a really strong vertical hand. Track her. Malia's tracking.
Complete sentence.
The p-value, which is starting point, is -5 degrees Fahrenheit.
And what part of this reading tells you that that's the starting point?
Because the part of the reading tells me that that's the starting point. Because it says that when we say temperature was -5 degrees Fahrenheit, so that means it was, so it was before. That's why it's starting point.
I appreciate you really giving it all you got for that question. I know it was kind of obvious, but that was a really, really good response. Thank you for that.
Precise
So-
language credit?
Precise language credit. Great job. Good job, Giovanna. Okay, so now we get up to our Q values. First of all, do we have a Q value represented in this problem? Yes or no? Call it?
Yes.
Call it?
Yes.
What is it? Strong word in my hands. What that water bottle?
What?
3 people know Q value in this problem?
Let's go hands down cold call.
Yeah, hands on cold call. Give me one. Give me a Q value in this problem. Ariana, dominating.
Tracking Ariana.
Track Ariana.
Ariana, turn.
Katara's tracking. Illuminate's tracking. Go ahead and talk to your classmates. They want to hear you. Speak with proud and professional voice in a complete sentence, please.
Ariana, actually, the whole team is like the masters of discussion of the whole school. I feel like the 7th graders are the best. So I want you to start practicing. If you're in the front, just like turn your whole body and talk to me. Okay? The Q value in this problem, and if you want to say more, you can say more. Go ahead.
The Q value in this problem is 13 degrees Fahrenheit because
Can't hear you, Ariana.
the Q value is negative, no, not negative, 13 because it changes the starting point.
Go ahead and roll it. Some strong vertical hands.
Can I pause? At first you said -13, and then you said no, not -13, and then you said 13. So what's the sign, and tell me why?
What's the
Oh, that's
direction happening? What's the direction happening?
The direction is positive because it says the temperature risen 13 and it's positive.
Thanks for clarifying.
Thank you for clarifying that. Cosign if you agree that that is one Q value. Okay, I'm gonna take another response with regards to a Q value. I see some more hands, which tells me there might be another one. Strong vertical hands from Anna and Giovanna. Check Javon in the back. Javon, scan the room.
Because the Q value will be how many spaces would be -5 on the 15.
What made you say that?
The reason I say that is because before when we was adding inches, we
Pause. Abdul, you have one. Track, please. Oh yeah, whole body. There you go. Thank you. Go.
we use
I see where Javon is getting though. And you have a professionalism credit for going back to your notes to use as a reference. We're going to give you some more think time and then we're going to come back to you. Is that okay? Great. Let's track Brianna. She has a strong vertical hand. Brianna, what else is happening in this problem with regards to magnitude and direction?
I think that the Q value is 13 and -5. The second one, not the first one. Because those are the two numbers that we have to go against for the first number. So I'm thinking that we first have to do 13
Interesting. Track forward. Okay, then put your legs and sit up. Felicia sitting up. I'm just trying. A couple of key points that we want to get or hit on this problem, and then we're going to move forward. First of all, it is very possible to have more than one Q value. It is very possible for the temperature to increase, then decrease, then increase again. Secondly, in most of these word problems, you're going to have a format of P plus Q is equal to some type of sum. And it's going to be our job to identify where we start, where we change, how many changes there are, and where we end up. To Javon's point, it didn't actually end up at 13 degrees because you have the verb risen in front of 13 degrees. You needed a preposition of to 13 degrees for that to be indicating a sum, right? So if it rises by 13 degrees, you're moving up 13 degrees as opposed to rises to 13 degrees where you end up at 13 degrees. Ms. Fleck, do you have some student work?
I do. Can I try to model this?
Absolutely.
Can I try to model this? Because I can try. This is like a really cool, thank you, Anna. This is a really cool problem. So, scholars, I want us to use the model that we're about to do together to actually figure out the difference between whether 13 is the Q or 13 is the final. I want you, raise your hand if you remember problems that go start, change, end. Raise your hand if you remember that from last year. Yeah, it's like the variation that comes right before your advanced stuff that you have now. This is a start, change, end problem. It's the same thing as P, Q, sum. Because how does that make sense? So what we're thinking here, a lot of scholars think 13 is the end, and some scholars think 13 is the change. So we're going to model to figure that out, and then I'm going to talk about the word that Mr. Legrand was referring to, and we'll do that together. So here's one example of a scholar's model. They start at -5, and we've already confirmed that's correct. Draw a vertical number line on your paper now, and make it start at -5 and label it P if you do not have one yet. If you drew chips, you do not need to erase. You just need to add this now. I'll give you 5 seconds, and then track me when you're finished. You've got it. See a vertical number line? You can put that -5 all the way up at the top for now. If we need to extend it, then we would just extend it. So -5 should be on your number line. Miss Lynn, let me know if we're good in the back. I want to make sure no one's missing the beginning. You good, Brianna? Good. You can give me a smile. You can make a crazy face. Thank you. Okay. So we've got P and a point, and we've got -5 because it says the temperature was -5. Or was it 3, Mr. Legrand?
It was -5.
Okay, -5. Thanks, sweetheart. So then it says just before sunrise. I'm even going to put a context on this model because I know you guys are pros at adding context to your models, even though I'm in the singer. And I'm going to put before sunrise. Thank you for adding that. Your board, the paper equal the board. Woo! Paper equal the board. Your pencil's moving if you didn't have that. Then I want to annotate by 2 p.m. the temperature had risen 13 degrees. Put your pencils down. Track me. And has got her pencil down. Okay. Scholars, if you start at -5 and the temperature rises 1 degree, where are you? This one's easy. If we're at -5 and we rise 1 degree, we should be at -4. Ah, okay. So if the temperature rises, it goes up. That's actually 4 when we're in the negatives. I see where you're at. If the temperature rises 2 degrees, where are you? Hands if you know. Should be lots more hands. 100% of the ladies in the very back have their hands first. Call it if you know it. -3. -3. So the temperature rises 2 degrees. That means you move up 2 degrees. So if the temperature rises 13 degrees, how would I show that on the model? Get your pencils ready. And we're going to do what this scholar did, but we're going to be very careful to make sure we end at the right place. So we're going to do has risen 13 degrees. That means it changes, add this annotation, by +13. changes by positive 13. That doesn't mean it gets to positive 13. So that gets tricky. So I see some head nods because now I see some people being like, oh, I understand. Let's see. I'm actually going to count how many degrees does it take me to get to 0. Everybody knows this. If I start at -5, I have to move up how many to get to 0? Ooh, that was stronger. Let me jump it up. I was worried you guys were still in bed. Say it.
5.
Okay. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I'm at 0. How many degrees are left? I'm going to go 13 altogether. I went 5. Let me just count it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now, I'm not at 13. Let's count where I am. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm at 8. Let's label that change, the first change. You could go like this on your model. Add it now. And we're going to say Q, and we're going to say plus 13. So that was the first change, plus 13. Mr. Graham, is that okay so far?
Yeah.
I don't know. Tell me if I'm messing up. Okay. So then something else happens. So that's 1Q plus 13. What happens next? Check your text. Raise your hand when you know. Go ahead, Brandon.
Your temperature drops 5 degrees.
Everybody get ready to call. The temperature drops. Positive or negative? Call it?
Negative.
So the change is negative. Should I go this direction or that direction on the number line? Hands in center. That means pencils are down. My bad. Hands in center. You're going to go clap, clap, go up, or clap, clap, go down. You can just point down in front of you. Okay? With a straight, strong arms if we're going up. So to do a drop of 5, should I go from 8 up or down on 3? 1, 2, 3, show me. We're so mixed. Hands down. Pencil in your hand. If I drop, I should be going negative, yes?
The thing that's going to confuse kids,
Yeah.
can somebody identify what would be confusing according to this number line? Qatar? Stronger to hand.
What's confusing about this number line is that the negative values are on top of 0 and the positive on the bottom of 0.
So this number line is kind of set up in reverse, right? Oh, good catch, you guys. Good catch. So I said, tell me if I'm doing it wrong. Okay. All right. So here we go. For the case of this right now, we know that to drop means go down. So if I am at 8, I'm not going to go towards 13. If I'm at 8 and I'm dropping, I'm going to go towards 3 or 5 or what? Sorry, that was my bad. So now I'm going to move 5 up. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that Q value is a -5 change, a drop. Scholars, go back to your problem, circle dropped 5 degrees, and write -5 by that. We know that drop would be a -5, a negative change direction. Right, Mr. Graham? Okay. Now, this is not -3 where I am. How could it be? Here's 0. What number should this be? It's a positive. Salio? Yeah. Okay. So I want to put a +3 here and write end. And I could even go back and put 3 p.m. 3 o'clock p.m. You have 15 seconds to make your model perfect with all of the annotations. Your pencils are ready. Your eyes are in your paper. Go.
Brianna's jump to it.
Good.
Our pencil's in our hand.
Jonique is updating his model. He added. Kayla has 3 p.m. on her model. And then this scholar actually had the correct answer, which is 3 degrees Fahrenheit at 3 p.m. You can add the correct answer to your paper. Now we're going to move on because I know that I've taken up a lot of your learning time. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to teach you as always. But I'm going to make sure we answer this question correctly. Pencils down.
Kayla has a pencil down. She's tracking. Oh, that has a pencil
Okay.
down.
Duke's up here. Try that again. Duke's up here. On 3. Now I want you to think about the model and tell me how many times did the temperature change? How many Q values do we have? The strong, silent, vertical hand. How many times? 1, 2, 3, shoot it. That's a vertical hand, that's a vertical hand, that's a vertical hand. Sadia, you did, that's 1 vertical hand. There you go, I want to be able to see you all the way in the back especially. We are 98% correct. It changed 2 times. The first one was this drop to 13, the next one was this drop. Rise and then drop, 2 changes. So let's make sure this number sentence is correct. We started at -5, yes. Put that down, you can label that P. And then, so this plus sign is correct. And then it rose 13, so that's right. Then we went up 13. And then, put a plus sign anyway to say, and then, this is the only adjustment I would make to this. Okay? And then, we can say it dropped 5. How should I write that? It dropped 5. What integer is that, Mr. Sadia? Correct. Okay, so and then it dropped 5. This expression up here is not correct. It did not and then go down -5. In grammar, that's called a double negative. You're going to say, I ain't got no. Right? Gotta pay careful attention. Started and then and then. And then we were at our unknown. Okay? Make sure that's correct, and I'm going to get out of your way. Thank you very much.
Not in the way at all.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Pike.
Oh, you want a paper back. She wants a paper back.
Yes.
Are you sure? You can't just sit there for the rest of class? Okay.
Don't forget, Destiny, those negatives go below 0. Okay? For
All right.
future reference. Go ahead and turn your page. Ariana, turn your page. Go on there.
Pens there.
The entire first column is there.
Pencils are down. Eyes are in text.
Eyes are in text.
Please touch 1, pencil down. Take 30 seconds to read without annotation. Tell us read. About 15 more seconds.
So you're on annotating and also setting up this organized paper. We should see lots of margin notes right now.
Go ahead and pick your pencil up and start annotating. Let's just jump right to it. Like not this circling for values. already started drawing his model.
See, a lot of scholars using a number line, and I'm wondering if it's better to be horizontal or vertical for this. Jacoby's achievement credit for very strong margin notations.
They've dropped his pencil, he's tracking. Oh, let's drop the pencil, she's tracking. The entire back row. So we have to make sense of this problem. First of all, what is a solid goal statement that we would be able to write in order to figure out what we're solving for? Take strong vertical. Yeah, that's strong vertical. Take 10 seconds, go ahead and write your goal statement, and then we'll share out.
Donna just writes it. And is furiously writing her goal statement. Joshua is furiously writing his goal statement. Olivia's already done.
About 5 seconds. Anna's tracking. Destiny's tracking. Matthew tracking. Pencils are down. Goal statements. Josh English, what did you write down? Track Josh.
I wrote how much did he make and how much money did he make in his last week.
Cosign if you had something similar to that. Let's be more specific. Cosign, be more specific. Tell me how much money he made and what does the last week represent? Giovanna?
30.
Thank you, very good. If you don't have that, fix that. Josh can go ahead and fix that.
Josh, who's he?
Mr. Samuel.
Good, so let's be even more specific. How
Thank
much
you for
does
that.
Samuel make?
Money Mr. Samuels makes in third week. Scholars, you have 10 seconds. Go ahead and edit your paper.
Caleb, jump right to it.
Really fix it. 5 seconds. Caleb, Javon has his pencil down, he's tracking me. Sarah's pencil down, she's tracking me. All pencils are down. Okay, so we've identified a couple of things. We have this negative $50. If I was to pinpoint along my P plus Q equals some value what that negative $50 represents, which part of that expression does the negative $50 represent? I'll ask that one more time. That was probably confusing. I want you to think about P plus Q is equal to my sum, knowing what these parts represent. I have this value of negative $50. What would I label the negative $50